motherfucker. I shouldn't be. I'm just a fat, sloppy motherfucker. I'm proud. So I'm able to tell you, I was fucked up. Many people can't. Because
that's a common thing that people say when I interview them after fights. Like, I'm not supposed to be here. This is not supposed to happen to me.
All right.
It's a common thing when I've had conversations with people and they've won a big fight, they've had this big event.
Right.
They say I wasn't supposed to be here.
Right.
Statistically, like Chris Gutierrez just said that last UFC fight when I interviewed him. He's like, I'm not supposed to be here.
Right. Probably because they come from a bad place.
Exactly.
When you're in a bad, especially when you're young, we develop self-esteem, by the age of 7. If you're not good by the age of 7 or 8 years old, you have a good chance of being fucked the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So if your parents or you came up wrong, and then 7 or 8, you don't have the self-esteem, but you fucking grind. Like, I want to be better. When you get to that UFC championship, or you get, I looked out there, and I have all these epiphanies, man. All these fucking moments of like, it's crazy, man. I just thought, cause I've always found myself always deep fucking thought about how to be better. I look out there, I'm like, man, I wonder how many of you motherfuckers in there fucking just are so upset with how you lived your life. And fucking just regret how you lived it. I'm running a 300-pound man thinking, man, don't fucking die like this, bro. Don't die like this. When people wonder where this shit comes from for me, it comes from such deep thought of trying to see what this is all about. What is this life all about? What am I all about? Why am I here? I had to find purpose. And that voice in my head was so loud. It's not your fault, David. It's not your fault you can't read and write. It's not your fault that people call you fucking nigger. It's not your fault. It's not your fault this. It's not your fault that. It's not your fault that you're fat. It's not your fault that that you quit shit. It's not your fault. So I was like, okay, man, I'm gonna go back, visit this motherfucker so I can just squash it and I can just go on and be a fucking loser because you fucked me up. And when I got there, we drove to Buffalo, saw my dad, same routine as it was when I was 8 years old. Walked in, what's up? Went to Skateland. I sat in that fucking couch that he would cheat my mom with. And I sat on that couch in the corner, and I was like, God, what the fuck, man? And it was a whole normal day. And the more I was around him, he started getting drunk. And I won't go through the whole thing, but.
And I don't think it ever happens without that. It's like you had to go through that in order to empower all these other people, in order to become who you are, and that as an example. And then your words as an example, and your describing of it, and then your description of your own shortcomings and failures that give people confidence that it's not like you're this superhuman person that is like a character in a book.
Right.
That you're a real human being who has real insecurities and real failures in your past.
I lived it. And that's what fucked me up the most, man. When you see, like I said, I wasn't a smart kid growing up, but whatever made me, I'm so fucking, my mind is sharp, man. Like it's crazy. Like I was so aware of so much shit. I was so bright in that way. And to see your mom go through that shit as that young kid, like I was going through it and she was going through right beside me. Like when I got my ass beat, she got her ass beat. It's fuck going through that kind of shit. And then I'm coming to her defense at 7 or 8 years old and she's getting her fucking ass beat by a 220-pound man. And I'm fucking some little kid. You know what kind of courage it takes to muster that up to go help her out and see her fucked up like that? And the time she would cry and be bruised up and shit. It was a fucking nightmare. And then to hear her talk about it, like the part where my dad says, I brought this belt from Texas. This belt came all the way from Texas to whip your ass with. And it was like, what the, where am I at right now? Because I knew no other households were fucking living like this, man. And so she didn't cry. She's lost. It was over. She, a whole other person became. And so I'm fucking now like 12, 13, 14, what the fuck I was. I'm watching this woman every day. Front row seat, just watching her, just going through life, fucked up. And then I'm about to go in the military, into the Air Force. And like 2 years out, man, I'm like a sophomore in high school. Phone was ringing every night. She tell me, don't get on the phone. So my dad wouldn't marry my mom, but ended up marrying a woman that was tied to like, I'm not even go there, man. I'm not trying to get fucking sued and shit right now, man. But he married somebody that was fucked up. It's fucked up. So anyway, she met him in prison, and I try to be supportive because that's what I always did. My mom, whatever made her happy. I tried. That was my fucking number one priority. Was I never cared about myself. Never, ever. Which makes what I do now for people. Yeah, I understand because I care about people. Even though I'm an introvert because my fucking life sucked. But what I do for people, I really do. That's why I want to make sure that fucking like that fucking book and things I do. That's why I don't fucking like. Why don't you sell shit? So I got a medal over there in Iraq. I got a medal in Iraq, so I did go to war, and I put it in the book because Jennifer started getting all this shit, and she goes, "You gotta put that fucking award in there because this motherfucker's just lying his ass off." I didn't go to Ranger School, all this shit. So I put the Ranger School, everything he said, I put in Can't Hurt Me because he was just literally lying, trying to literally ruin who I was because I'm the world's toughest man. That doesn't sit right with some fucking alpha motherfuckers, dude. And these motherfuckers do some of them, and you don't know unless you've been. What happened was he got on, and I don't want to go too deep because they're gonna figure it out. But he ended up basically saying he had a fucking he just wasn't he wasn't right in his head. He was he wasn't good. And I can tell he wasn't good because he was literally DMing people. And I wish I had Jennifer in here, man, so she could show you DMs. He was DMing people and talking all this shit, and then he would delete it. And this guy, so Jennifer found it, and so because this guy DM'd Jennifer, Navy SEALs were never deployed, and it makes me laugh because motherfuckers want to act like one combat deployment I fought for my fucking country is bullshit. Think about that. Fought for my fucking country.
You're the guy that's getting up at 3:30 in the morning yelling at them while you're running. Like, I know you're sleeping. I know you're still in bed. Motherfucker, I'm out here running 10 miles before you eat breakfast.
That's half the reason I did it.
Yeah.
That's half the reason that motherfuckers go on fucking Jalisco's and shit, getting waffle breakfast and fucking bacon and eggs and shit. Not bothering me. I said, motherfucker, I got my family. Everybody think I'm some fucking stud. And you all just gotta fucking lift some weights. You all motherfucking, like I said,